In this module, we will look at variables in Java. The objective is to learn about what variables are, what is the scope of the variables, and lifetime of the variables. Variable is a basic unit of storage. A variable must be declared before using it. It has a scope which defines its visibility and lifetime. Variable is declared as shown below. Here, the type can be a primitive or a non-primitive. Identifier is the name of the variable. Value can be assigned with an equal sign, and the variable can be initialized. To declare more than one variable of the specified type, use a comma-separated list of variable names. Variables are initialized with literals. The first example declares three integers a, b, and c. The next declares three more integers and initializes d and f. The next example declares and initializes z, which is of type byte. Next declares and initializes pi of type double. The next declares and initializes the variable x of type char. Dynamic initialization. A variable can be initialized dynamically with a value derived from an expression as shown below. In this case, variable c of type double is assigned a value of the output of the square root method. The key point with respect to initialization of variables is that the initialization expression may use any element valid at the time of initialization, including calls to methods, other variables, or literals, as shown in the below examples. Variable c of type double is assigned a literal value 10.0. The next variable c of type double is assigned the return value of the method getC, and variable d of type double is assigned the value of c, which is a variable of type double. What is the scope of variables? Scope defines the visibility of a variable. That is, a variable declared inside a scope is not visible to the code outside that scope. Thus, when you declare a variable within a scope, you are localizing that variable and protecting it from unauthorized access and or modification. Indeed, the scope rules provide the foundation for encapsulation. A variable can be declared within any block. A block defines a scope. Thus, each time you start a new block, you are creating a new scope. Nested scopes, scope within a scope, is known as nested scopes. Each time you create a block of code, you are creating a new nested scope. When this occurs, the outer scope encloses the inner scope. The variables declared in the outer scope will be visible to the code within the inner scope. However, the reverse is not true. Variables declared within the inner scope will not be visible outside it. The major scopes in Java, there are two types, class level scope and method level scope. Class level scope will be explained in the later modules. Method level scope, the scope defined by the method begins with its open curly brace and ends with a closing curly brace. If the method has parameters, they too are included within the method scope. An example to demonstrate the scope of variables. We have a class scope with a main method. A variable x is declared at the start of the main method and hence is within the main method scope and is accessible to all subsequent code within the main method. Within the if block, variable y of type int is declared. Since a block defines its own scope, y is only visible to the code within that block. In this case, within the if block. This is why outside of its block, the line y is equal to 100 is commented out. If you uncomment this line, the compiler will result in an error. Within the if block, x can be used because code within a block has access to variables declared by an enclosing scope. So the main method has an outer scope and the if block has an inner scope. So variables which are in the outer scope can be accessible within the inner scope. So within the block, variables can be declared at any point, but are valid only after they are declared. Thus, if you define a variable at the start of a method, it is available to all of the code within that method. Conversely, if you declare a variable at the end of the block, it is effectively useless because no code will have access to it. Lifetime of variables. The lifetime of a variable is confined to its scope. A variable is created when its scope is entered and destroyed when its scope is left. This means that a variable will not hold its value once it has gone out of scope. A variable declared within a method will not hold its value between calls to that method. A variable declared within a block will lose its value when the block is left. Here's an example to demonstrate lifetime of variables. We have a class lifetime with the main method. So within the for loop, a variable x of type int is initialized. So variable x is declared inside the for loop. It exists only within the loop and ceases to exist outside. If the print statement is uncommented, it will result in a compilation error because x is not visible outside the for loop and ceases to exist outside the for loop. Although blocks can be nested, you cannot declare a variable to have the same name as the one in an outer scope. So in this example, bar of type int is declared in the main method, and there is a block. This is an unnamed block which tries to declare a variable bar of the same type int. Hence, the compiler will complain that the bar is already defined in the outer scope. To summarize, we have learned about what variables are, what values variables can hold. We have understood that scope means visibility of a variable and that lifetime is confined to scope. The memory allocated to a variable is valid only within the scope and the variable ceases to exist outside the scope.